Hi everyone, it's Joni Ormsbee, and I am Professor Ormsbee for the Calc Ready course. And so I want to talk a little bit about Calculus Ready and also preparing for calculus with confidence. Every semester that I teach calculus, students are struggling, and it's usually the first few weeks, especially with foundational skills. And it's not generally the calculus as much as it is some of the foundational skills to do the calculus. Such as like algebra, trig, especially graphing functions. And so yesterday in my professor readiness check, we looked at one of these skills. And so let's take a look. All right. So yesterday I asked you to evaluate this function at -2. And so functions have inputs and then they have an output. And so the input will be -2, and you're going to act on it through this functional relationship. And even that language may seem a little bit rusty, and that's okay, and not uncommon for some of my calculus students either. And so we're going to take a look at how to do this. So take a minute though, if you didn't get a chance yesterday, to try this. Give it a try. All right, again, it may be that you recognize the functional notation, but the actual skill's a little rusty, and that's what my calculus students are finding. So let's take a look. All right, so you're going to input -2, and you're going to act on it by squaring it, multiplying by 2, and then subtracting 3. And so when you go through those steps that I've outlined here, you get -2 squared is 4, and then you multiply by 2, and then you subtract 3. And so you're going to get 8 minus 3, which is 5. And again, inside this functional operation is order of operations, which is also a skill that sometimes students struggle with. And it's just because it's been rusty, they haven't practiced math for a while, and the calculus concepts can come quickly, but getting to the actual answer, which requires a lot of algebra and trig and some foundational skills, can be where the struggle occurs, especially in the first few weeks. They're trying to learn calculus, and then they're trying to learn these foundational skills as well. Well, why does it matter? Well, functions have a huge play a huge role in calculus in various concepts. One of those is a definite integral. And again, this, if you have not taken calculus, this doesn't make any sense. That's okay. It's the idea of the connection between functional relationships like f of -2 and this particular calculus concept produces that, where you have to do these functional evaluations. And again, if you don't understand what a function is or how to evaluate at a particular value like -2, or in this case 3 as well, it can be a challenge. And the good news is that you can be prepared before calculus starts. But how do you know what you need to prepare? Well, that's why I created the free calculus readiness assessment, to figure out these gaps that your student or you might have before you start calculus, so that those first couple weeks you can take your time and all your energy and focus it on learning the calculus concepts, and not also at the same time trying to brush up on some algebra and trig and functional relationships like today's skill that might be rusty. And so you can take care of this review of some of these foundational skills ahead of time. So go ahead and scan the QR code below and download my free calculus readiness assessment to see where you're at. You can also go to my website, calculusready.com. Wishing you the very best this next semester. Let me know if I can help.